What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Archives of the Empire. I'm your host, Star Wars Gazer. I got Star Wars Nerd over this way, Woo! And Mr. Kyber Force down below. How we doing tonight, fellas?
Pretty good. Hello.
Sorry, we're a little late over here. It's my fault, but sometimes you just can't do anything. Tisk. Oh man, how are you? You guys pick up anything cool this week?
Oh, yes.
Okay, first of all, I want to hear about your pickups, and then Kyber Forged. You have got to share the entire story of your trip to Cleveland Fan Expo. So let's hear it.
So I guess I could start with that and total segue because it would work perfectly. So I got this slab. It was originally going to be part of my pool box, and I loved it so much that it's now part of my personal collection.
Ooh.
Darth Bane.
I mean, it's alright.
It's Night Bane. But hey, I have the real Darth Bane on the way. The real one. I guess that would Galactic 5. And then these cards are not tops, but they were sick as hell. So I got them as well.
Ooh, I like that one. That's pretty sweet.
It says they're still good in him. They're metal.
Oh, that boba. I want that boba.
And then, let's see, what else did I get? Oh. This finally came. I showed you guys once, but never actually showed on stream.
Yes.
Yeah, don't let me near that card because you will never see it again.
So
I'm admitting it right here, right now. I will steal it.
So between that and Darth Maul Saber, I can't bring either.
I just ordered the Little Annie to Vader one. So I only need Revenge of the Sith one, and I have the full set.
Dang.
And then if I'm ever near them, you'll lose the full set.
And then they'll both be disappearing. Yeah, I know. So I got this one from Tony. This is my first ever sketch card.
Ooh. Good old Palps.
And that one I am going to get autographed by Ian McDermott in red paint ink, and then get it authenticated.
Heck yeah.
So that
needed
was
to be
the
authenticated
greatest
for.
Well,
if you get it signed by him, you're witnessing it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I know.
It's all that matters. You got it on video. Sneak the camera.
True
It's
story.
a clout thing, man. Okay, it's a clout thing.
Jesus.
That's so funny.
Last one. So, went to Fan Expo. Pops artist was there. Ryan Finley. Awesome dude. He mostly does Stranger Things cards.
Okay.
He has a ton of Stranger Things cards. But he did a few Star Wars cards. I think he had Young Han. He had Luke. It was Empire Luke. And then he had this card here.
Oh, that's dope.
That's sick.
Oh, that's really cool.
So,
dude.
yeah. Really cool dude. I got to talk to him a little bit. He has a bunch of awesome cards. He's at Art by Ryan Finley. If you guys want to check out his stuff. So,
Heck yeah.
We can transition that into at Fan Expo. Star Wars Theory was there. So I got to meet him.
How long was that line?
Wasn't really that long. It was maybe I had maybe 5 people in front of me. It wasn't too bad. The
Did
whole
you get there early?
was packed. I'd say it was probably. I think I went around noon when I got to him. So it was open for about 2 hours.
Okay.
And then so the Real Fandom Menace was there, kind of directing the line.
Which I love his cosplay. He is so sick.
It's fantastic. If you guys haven't seen it, check him out. He literally looks like if Darth Maul just existed in the real world. So
100%.
And so he was freaking my daughter out. So she was
full tears, whole 9 yards.
No, she was holding it in, but she was as close to me as she possibly could get because she's a huge Ahsoka fan. So you know the vibes that Maul and Ahsoka have. So she sees Maul as not a good guy to her. So
it's her bad guy. Like to us, like I mean, obviously Darth Vader's bad, but like this is her Darth Vader, right? Like, yeah.
So she was very much like freaking out, and then we went over and I got to talk to Theory, and I showed him the lightsaber that I did for my daughter, which it originally was the Avenger saber, and I did a video on it like a couple months ago. But I went and I like customized it, so I put like a leather wrap on it. I like weathered the metal, weathered the switch. I added that bead stuff on it. Added a D-ring.
What did he say to the saber?
He was like, well, first he's like, oh, it's like she's got a lightsaber. And I was like, yeah, it's actually one of yours. He's like, that's not one of mine. And I was like, yeah, it actually used to be the Avenger saber. And he's like, let me look at that. And he like, I brought it up on the table and he like took a look at it. And then like his editor guy came over with like his camera, and they took some like pictures of it. He's like, that's insane. Like,
that's cool.
He's like amazing. Like when you just change a few things about it, like how different you can make it look. He's like, you got a real knack for this. So then I when I got a picture with him and everything, and I gave him my card, and told him I was going to be at an ICC con. I mentioned that I was friends with like you and like that you were on his show, and he said like, oh yeah, like yeah, I was like, I remember that. I was like, he's a cool guy, and he was had a fun conversation.
He said I was a cool guy. All right, even better.
So we had like a fun conversation. I was like, yeah, and I was like, I talked to Tony a lot. He's like, oh, Tony's a really good guy, and so yeah, and then he's like yeah, I hope to see you guys at ICC, and so yeah, it was nice.
He will
talk with him. And yeah, he had I wanted to try to meet Kyber Phonic too. Like I was really wanting to meet him, but like since Theory was kind of running like the line, he was kind of busy running like the shop part of it. So I was like, bug him.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it was fun. It was super packed. Like I just put a video up that because I was so stupidly insistent on making it 4K, it took like so long to finally go up. But it did finally, and
it did. I was gonna ask.
The con.
So you got that's what I was gonna ask too, because you got to be going to this con, you got to kind of dry run the Osmo Pocket 3 for like a con setting. How I was gonna ask you, how was that too? Did it go well?
Now it's gonna depend on it did not want to connect. I think basically I think it was more the building's internet more than like the pocket in my phone, because there was so many people there. It was so like it was insanely packed. Like it was like crammed. I don't expect ICC Con to be like this. Galaxy Con wasn't even like this in Columbus. Like it was nuts how packed it was. But like it just didn't want to connect. You know how you get like the app to connect to the pocket so that you could then set up it to do YouTube, so then you could set up the YouTube stream. Well, I couldn't get the phone to connect the pocket to the Wi-Fi that was local, and then we tried to go to my hotspot, wouldn't do that either. So I think it was just too much traffic, not a good building, and so I taped it, which was good because then I could shoot it in 4K. But yeah.
Let's mind if we watch some of your video?
Oh yeah, go for it. You can see how ridiculously packed it is.
Yeah, this is crazy. So did Theory at any point, did you ever like appreciate all 90 in here, by the way? Did Theory ever, like when you went back to his line, you said you only had like 5 people in front of you. Did his line ever get bigger? Like, well,
at the point that I'm walking around here, this is literally like my kiddo was having a rough time, like I said. So we were basically done. They're just all hanging out here. I just did one last little walkthrough to kind of show the con and everything. At this point, like when I went by, he was just like working the booth. Like I don't think he was doing like meet and greets anymore at that point. He was just kind of selling sabers.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, I got to ask you, we'll have to figure out, how do you get your like transparent watermark down the corner there? That's sick.
Oh, that's just my logo, and you just turn the opacity like to a level where it's kind of transparent.
Fair enough. The thing is I don't make my own logo. I have my artist do it. So
yeah, if you just take your logo and then just put it over a video and just turn that like opacity down like maybe 50%, you'll just see right through it.
oh, that's cool. I'll have to remember that. It's these little stuff like this that.
Yeah, it was really cool though. Like I stopped by, there was a whole booth that was just Star Wars action figures. And there was so many, there was like one that was like the original, it was like a big scale figure of Vader, but it was like the original concept art of Vader with like the like cape and stuff and everything that he had before.
Did you get the theory booth in here?
Yeah, I actually went by there twice.
Do you remember at which points in the video?
I don't. Yeah, I literally just kind of swung around the whole place. Like, you'll see the sabers because they had the sabers out at the booth. But the actual
here are all the action figures.
The action figures, yeah. This was the whole thing that was just action figures.
That's sweet.
If you literally could think of the character, they had it.
No, I think I can hear you talk. Oh, talk.
You didn't get me any?
Yeah, right? I know.
Oh, they're on the way, dude.
Okay, perfect.
Trust me. But yeah, there's the big concept art Vader action figure too.
Whoa.
But yeah, I got a backpack mount that I had the Osmo Pocket on. So I was just walking around with it on.
Oh, how'd that backpack mount work?
I'll tell you right now, people really don't give a crap about something attached to your chest. So be aware of that. If you're in a very packed area, you're probably going to get it elbowed several times.
Dang. Do you think it made it ICCC?
I think so, because I don't expect because this was nuts. Like this was just like I mean, I think it's the difference too between like a big commercial convention like this and like
right
ICC cons, like the more like mellow, like chill convention. That's not his. That was a different one.
I know. Still, those are some sweet sabers. I like it.
There's cool. A bunch of lightsaber companies.
Where did you just get that off of Amazon? That backpack?
The back, yeah. It just like has a little thing that it attaches into, and then you just kind of velcro it on your backpack strap. And you have to be aware that make sure you don't accidentally turn the face thing on because
it's only like $18 right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not bad. Yeah.
I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna have it sent. I'm doing it right now.
It's nice because you can get it all like hands-free and everything. And like if you can get the live stream working too, it works great because then you can have the chat available here at your hands, and then you just got the camera and you don't have to worry about anything.
Right. Does the does it work with the extra long battery in it?
See, I didn't get the creator combo, so I don't have the extra long battery. I assume so because no, it wouldn't actually. No, it actually wouldn't. Because the way it sits, trying to think if I have it on me. The cradle it sits in, it sits in it. So there's no way for something to attach to the bottom of it.
Oh, gotcha. How long did your battery? Then never mind. That's not going to work for me.
It really didn't. I mean, the way to think about it too is we have the advantage of being at the convention, like staying there. So if you get a low battery, you could or the way I'm doing it is I'll just have a great big power brick.
I have 2 power packs I'm bringing with me. Yeah.
And the Osmo Pocket has fast charge. You can basically take it up to full in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's fair.
You might have to take some breaks if you do some like backpack shots, but you don't have to do it for everything. Like it's just good for walking around stuff.
That makes sense. Speaking of lightsabers, I got my.
Oh, and I forgot to one more thing. I'm sorry to just take a crap on your reveal.
Whatever.
There. real quick for. I got my plaque signed.
Oh heck yeah, dude! Heck yeah!
No, it hasn't been stuck to the mount at all the whole time because like, oh, I'll eventually get this signed. So I finally got to take the adhesive off of it. All right, I'm sorry. Go
You're
on,
good.
Mr. Beauty.
You're good. You're good. You're good. Just letting you talk. It's all good. No, it's cool. It makes me want to. It makes me want to go to ICCC so much more. I'm getting through the one I want. Let's see. Man. Yeah. Since we're talking about, Revenge of the Sith.
I was about
So
to
which one
ask which one did you get? Did you get the episode 3 one?
Episode 3, yep. So this is the Negotiator 3. It is, right? Yeah. The Negotiator 3. Profi 36-inch blade. But
hasn't been buried in the desert yet for like 40 years.
Right, exactly. Exactly. But she looks pretty with the blue blade, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get some videos and stuff with Mr. Anakin over there.
Does it spin well? I always kind of figured like the Obi-Wan probably spins really good, like is that thin neck.
It does. The only thing that I'm trying to figure out is I've been working on how to tighten it with the screws because the screws that they give you, yeah, Mac, man, 100%. Theory sabers really are the best. Yeah. And I've been messaging the Theory team about this. The screws that they give you to put it in there are really small screws. And the Allen key that they give you is a really bendable Allen key. They need the thicker screws in there. And I've been using my own tool with my own like Allen key thing on it and like slowly turning it to tighten it, which has worked. And I can spin it. All right. So, but yeah, I'm excited. They do look awesome in videos for sure. But I'm excited to meet Mr. Anakin over there at ICCC and do our, how we sit.
So
You got to put the thing in, man. Come on, what are you doing?
That scene would have been so much funnier if Anakin tried to turn it on and the battery was dead.
He's sitting there. He's like, "Come on, man."
You will try.
Yeah, it's so dead it won't even cut on.
Dude, you need to charge that thing. That's like the 4th stream now. You're like, it's dead.
They're all dead except for this one.
Power on.
The Tusken Slayer.
Guys, I want to play.
Turn it on. Let's do this. So you bet your butt when we get to the Revenge of the Sith watch party. I'm gonna have
Jedi color?
I had Morgan Elsbeth on because I like the blade effect.
But I mean, just look at how pretty this thing is. Isn't that gorgeous?
Okay. It's purple, but it's red. So.
And this is cool too because I actually enjoying the control box having the 2 different buttons. It's been kind of nice.
This one sucks.
Oh, I love Darth Vader's on this. Darth Vader's on this is sick. It's like the slow burn.
I love the slow one, yeah.
Oh man.
Commander Skywalker, do you copy?
They have a couple different Vader ones in here.
Like my father before.
Yeah.
And that's a Star Killer.
Sure. Ezra, Master Kenobi?
Obi-Wan Kenobi's. And I like holding it like he did as a rat in the desert. So I can't get over this thing. Other than the screws, I love this thing. Like it's, oh.
I love how long some of Vader's dialogues are on these things.
Right?
Like the Vader one, they have the entire like Admiral Piet thing, like the whole thing.
Yeah, right. Dude, it was so funny. So my little guy, I'm proud of my kids because they quote Star Wars and they actually quote it pretty accurately. And my little guy, they were playing Star Wars with some of his friends at church this last Sunday, and he was doing this number to one of his friends, and he's like, "Be careful not to choke on your aspirations." Like, it was so funny. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, my man.
I got home one day. It was before we got the nicer lightsabers. Back when we still had like the telescopic ones, and I came home from work one day, and she's literally like sitting there on like the front step, and she's like, "You were my brother, Anakin."
She yelled back, "I hate you." Was he summoned there to grovel? No, he was not, Macman. You were not summoned here to grovel, right, Krennic. All right, nerd. You look like you got something to show us. You got a tube or something there. Let's see this.
Yeah, so I want to give away
Oops.
on Tony's stream from Damn No Invite Ken Collects. So figured I'd do it on stream.
All right. We got
instead of
11
just,
people in here too. Guys, all 11 of you in here, comment. Let us know.
World premiere.
World premiere, yeah, right? Let us know if you've read the Revenge of the Sith novel, or you know what? Just let us know your favorite part of Revenge of the Sith. Comment in the comment section your favorite part of Revenge of the Sith. It can be from the novelization or the movie.
We got foam.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm so excited.
Looks like you got a little damage, but it's all right. Nothing
Yeah.
will take on the back.
Send it back.
Refund. Dude.
Dude.
Yeah, it's
I'm never letting my daughter watch this stream. She
it's
is gonna
signed by the
bug me.
artist and all that. I don't know who did it, but yeah, it's sick.
That's
I'm
dope.
getting it framed and
That is so dope.
That's fire, dude.
That is so fire. Oh man. Did you say we might have a guest tonight?
what?
Did you say we might have a guest tonight? No. Okay, never mind. I thought that was.
Oh.
you did.
I said that BP might show up.
Oh, sick. That'd be
So-
sick.
Send him a link. He might pop on.
All right, cool. I'll send it to him as we speak.
Speaking of him, Gazer, have you seen his new cards?
Oh yeah.
Yes, those are sick. I need to buy something from him just so I can get a card.
Damn, he didn't just send it to you? He don't love you.
He doesn't love
I
me.
bought a pack of cards from him the other day.
I want to give away. So
Damn, you don't even love BP enough to allow him to steal your wallet.
So that's a frame.
eBay's taking enough.
I'm trying to be a good boy. Although I did spend a little bit of money today. I went for lunch and I got myself a California burrito from the local joint. It sounded way too good today.
Fancy.
Yeah. Actually, I'll be honest. I end up getting pissed at my wife. So the way I operate is if like I'm going to get something for her or like some type of food that I'm going to get for her, like no matter where she's at, if she doesn't answer, like if I try calling her, she doesn't answer me, tell me where she's at, I'll text her, I'll call her again. You know what I mean? Like I'll make a concerted effort. Well, today I was talking to a customer and she called me once because there was a place in town apparently offering free tacos. And so she called me once. I didn't answer because I was talking to, because I was talking to a customer and I called her back maybe like 3 minutes later. And she's like, oh, I'm already out at my mom and dad's. I'm like, for real? Like you tried calling me one time 3 minutes ago and you already like, really? Like you know where she knows where my route's at. Like, what are you like for real? And she's like, yeah, I'm at my mom and dad's. I'm like, fine. So I hung up the phone, and about 20 minutes later, I rolled into this local joint and grabbed myself a California burrito. I'm like, fine.
Sometimes, yeah. What
So-
you gotta
So it was a burrito with a side of spite.
100%. No, they were like, do you want some sauce with that? And I'm like, nah, I got enough sauce of my own, thanks. Enough spicy sauce of my own. Oh man, it's funny. But trying to see here if BP is gonna join because I know he loves the Revenge of the Sith as well. Don't forget, guys, all 90 in here. Next Tuesday, we will start at I think maybe 7:30 next week Central Time, a little bit earlier, but we are gonna have a Attack of the Clones watch party next Tuesday. So mark your calendars next week, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. We'll do what we did last time. We'll have our sabers with us, and we'll chill, watch the movie, and talk, and it'll be fun.
Good times.
Heck yeah, I really enjoyed our last stream with that, and I'm looking forward to the Attack of the Clones very much.
It was a good time.
Kyber, you look tired.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I worked 12 hours the night before, and then
Ooh,
10 today. So I'm kind of just
pooped. I get you. Well, let's go ahead and get started then. We can get right into the novelization here. So I read it all today, or listened to it today. It's funny because I was freaking out. I was like,
cramming before the test.
100%. But guess what? As I was pulling back up to the post office after my route was done, I had about a minute left of chapter 7. I'm like, all right, I did it. Like, so it was perfect. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Obviously, Revenge of the Sith, the novelization, they have like a part 1. They have like a couple. They have like 2 different prologues. A little bit. So prologue 1. I'm trying to remember which one's first.
Was the citizens first or the?
I think the citizens were first, where it just kind of talks about Coruscant, about how it's like they've built up this mantra of Obi-Wan and Skywalker, right? The Kenobi and Skywalker, and how like even parents who are worried about things not happening, the kids are the ones reassuring the parents that nope, as long as Kenobi and Skywalker are there, this is happening. We got
Which
Mojo Jim in the
kind of-
house.
That
Hello?
kind of like tells you like the generations too, like how the current generation is totally just going to be like falling under the Empire, but
Yeah.
the next generation is the generation that's going to rise up in the rebellion. So that's the ones that still believe in like heroes and all that stuff. So that was kind of the vibe I got from that.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. So it kind of goes on to that, kind of gives you like this heroes, like you said, a heroes feel of Kenobi and Skywalker, right? That they're these like, you can set any Jedi you want in there, not necessarily believing that they'll get the job done. But if it's Kenobi and Skywalker, oh baby, watch out, right?
Dude, my favorite part of that is like where they're talking about Kenobi and Skywalker, and they're like, if you see one, the other one's not too far behind. It's like,
Yes.
oh my god, because it's so true. You go back and you watch the Clone Wars. There's like maybe 3 arcs where they're not together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very rare. They're always together.
And even in those arcs, at some point at the very end of the arc, the other one shows up.
Them together. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, Anakin.
Yeah, right?
Oh, it's you.
Master.
Oh, it's you.
And then the second one, help me with the second one. I'm trying to remember the second prologue that they had, because there were 2 before they even started chapter 1. There was a second one. I'm trying to remember what it
It was before the Battle of Coruscant.
Yeah.
trying to remember.
I'm totally not cheating on the test right now.
For
What
shame.
test?
For shame.
Oh, that's Dark Force Rising. That's not going to help me anyway.
Yeah, it says they were a power team. Both relied on each other, and things always worked out. Absolutely, right? Because you had Obi-Wan, who's the okay. I'm going to use the Force, which we're going to get into that scene later in the book. Like,
Oh yeah.
anyway,
Well, they
we'll get
really
into that.
paint a picture of the Force. Yeah.
Yes. So, and then he's like the Force user, the critical thinker, and Anakin's like, let's just do this. You know what I mean? Like, we'll get out of here eventually. And it talks about Skywalker having the, like, not just the power, but also the finesse that goes with that not a lot of Jedi have, right? Like,
they were basically a cop duo. I mean,
100%.
that's what you had. You had the one that was like the loose cannon that the chief is just getting ready to take his gun and badge, and then you got the other guy that's just way too old for this shit.
Yes, 100%. Heir to the Empire, Mac Man, is amazing. You need to start it yesterday. So, actually coming up on finishing that book. I got about 2 hours left of that whole series to listen to again, and then I'm done. But anyway, so then we get into chapter 1, and it kind of goes from Skywalker and Kenobi being synonymous with the hero, right? And they say, oh, hey, Brick Creations, good to see you.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
You need to find something else to say there, Mr. Kenrick, because Kenobi is my favorite Jedi. You hate Kenobi, so find something else to say. Hello there is mine.
This is where the fun begins.
There you go, see? And I'll say hello there. I'm just giving you crap. He is Commander Sassy Pants in Clone Wars, always having an attitude with Anakin. So yeah, we go from Kenobi and Skywalker having this mantra of heroes, right, being synonymous with if they're in, we win. And it jumps to Coruscant, where it kind of describes the Confederates invading Coruscant, right? And people are really, really...
It's a shame we never got to see on screen, aside from the 2D Clone Wars.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
There's so much more to the battle that like they give you in the book, like as far as like what's going on, like what's this, and that's how they really
the first 2 or 3 chapters are all just describing the battle.
Yeah, like, and they transition it so well where it shows like the citizens just like so like worried because like Palpatine's missing, like oh no, what do we do? Like if Palpatine is lost, like the whole like the Republic is lost. Like that's how they were just acting. Like it was like you just had that great transition from how the people were watching it to like what's actually going on like above them.
Yeah. Yeah. So transitions there. They have the Confederates coming in. People are worried. What's going on? And then they start leaving and they think, oh, we won, but it's not that they won. It was an all-out assault, obviously, to get Palpatine. And so it talks about kind of them kind of being like, oh man, like I don't know what we're gonna do, but it talks about them not being able to see outside the star system, right? They're not able to see past the planetary shields or whatever. They're not able to see that there are 2 Jedi starfighters. You know what I mean? It starts describing their starfighters, and like I just got that picture in my head of the Revenge of the Sith, where it's like boom, 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 boom. At the beginning, you see, like it's so awesome. And then they go into the battle, and like kind of a lot of what you see on screen, a lot of it happens obviously in the book kind of that way. There's some stuff that's left out, but for the most part it's the same vibe. Obi-Wan's a good flyer, but he hates it. Anakin's just kind of taking care of things, loose cannon, right? So just kind of going in like the whole thing where he folds his wings in and is like, all right, here we go, and like smashing the droid. You know what I mean? Like,
and they get into like some crazy level stuff that like Obi-Wan is doing with the Force. Like he's like literally like reaching inside of engines and like holding parts of like the engine together and like activating other things to like
Yes.
make
Yeah.
sure that like Anakin
Yes.
can hold his plane
So,
up and like
the one where they're getting ready to go into the invisible hand, and it says that Obi-Wan uses the Force to go into the system to turn the switch so it hits reverse, basically.
Yeah.
You know, it turns on the reverse thrusters,
a
right? So
factory
he starts
setting that
slowing
it's
down.
not supposed to do in the air. Like it's
Right.
only supposed to do on the ground.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, nerd? Sorry.
I honestly forgot. To be honest
Oh,
with you,
my bad.
it'll
So,
probably
yeah.
come back to me.
So they do that. They hit the he hits the factory setting. They get into the ship. I think the coolest thing, you know, because a lot of, like I said, a lot of it's the same as they get up to the invisible hand. There are two things that are different that they don't show that I really wish they would. One is as they're explaining the beginning, they talk a lot about, they'll pause the story and be like, this is what it's like to be Anakin Skywalker right now, or this is what it feels like to be Obi-Wan Kenobi right now, you know? And it's really cool descriptions that we get of, you know, like I remember Kenobi's very well. Obviously, Kenobi's my favorite Jedi, where it talks about him like he's surprised he's on the council. He's not really like obviously very arrogant or anything like that. It talks about him being pretty easygoing. He's very humble. He's when Jedi Masters are training their Padawans, they use Obi-Wan as an example all the time as far as what you want to strive for, as far as what you want to be in a Jedi. Yes. Let it be so. Obi-Wan Kenobi is the type of Jedi you want to be. Anyway, so really, really, I think it was a really cool description. And they give one for Anakin. Nerd, go ahead. I'll let you take Anakin's.
Oh, well, they pretty much, just call him the best Jedi of all the generations.
Except for the fact that he loses Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyway, but,
And I love like the internal monologue that you get out of this. Like you get to hear, like you get to see what they're thinking when this is all happening, like stuff that that you didn't get to see in the movie before. Like it's
like where
really
it talks
neat
about
to get
Anakin
more
and the
context.
dragon inside. Like that was cool.
Like you get an actual they conceptualize the dark side that's actually in them. Like you can actually they'll describe to you what is happening inside Anakin at that very moment.
Yeah. It's really, really cool. The other thing that I really liked that they didn't really go into, obviously, in the movie is I really liked when it focused a little bit on Count Dooku and talking about his past and like figuring out, like he's 83 at the time of this happening. And like he was 70 when he went to the dark side, which means that, okay, so I was counting up the years. If Anakin was about, 19 in Attack of the Clones, right? It was 13 years from there to Revenge of the Sith, when you include all the Clone Wars, is what it talks about. That means he is, 32 years old at this point, Anakin is? When this is going down.
22.
I thought he was in his 20s.
Yeah, Anakin's 22 in Revenge of the Sith.
That's so weird because it talked about, okay. Oh, I guess, that would make sense because he did turn in the Phantom, towards the Phantom Menace.
He turned right after the Phantom Menace. When
yeah, you're right. You're right. He's like 22, 23. I did the math wrong. I mathed it wrong.
Well, I mean, it would line up with Disney Star Wars' line, so
Right, exactly. You're right. That's totally fine. But no, I do love the descriptions they give, but I also I love the way he thought. Okay, Count Dooku, if you read the book, the dude's a racist. Like hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little
racist
bit.
Against even against Anakin for having from his elbow to his hand having mechanical arm. Totally
A gentleman
racist.
would have learned to fight with one hand.
Yes,
Yeah.
bro.
It's so unnatural to have. Yeah, he's like talking about how unnatural it is to have like robotic limbs and stuff.
Bro, he despises Grievous.
Oh, yes,
so
he does.
much. It's hilarious that he's like. There's this tension that you don't really get to see in the movie, but you're like, now you know deep down, like he's like shaking Grievous' hands, like I hate you. Like,
Yes, 100%. With everything I am, I hate you. Yeah, it's wild how racist he is. And then I also love that we get to see the conversation between him and Palpatine before Obi-Wan and Anakin
And
step in.
I
That's
got to
really
find
cool.
out what type of force power Palpatine is using to make Dooku just physically unable to comprehend what's about to happen to him. Because he's just oblivious. Like,
Arrogant.
Oblivious until, yeah.
You think he's oblivious in the movie, and then you read the book and they add context to it, and he's just like, well, you know, I think maybe I could kill Skywalker, you know? Like,
He's like,
I
no,
don't see what you're really
Skywalker's
up
not
to.
you want to kill. Yeah. It's not until, he doesn't realize it until it's, you know, when it talks about the fight, like halfway through, right? When he realizes Anakin and Obi-Wan were using an old form they don't use anymore, and they break out their actual form and they start going at him, and he's like, "Oh crap!" Like,
Yeah, because they the forms they were using was pretty much really well set up for like going up against like rounds of battle droids, and
Right.
he was like, yeah, they're not prepared to fight one-on-one.
Actually,
I'm
duel,
Akashi, I fight one-on-one. Like that's the
Yeah.
whole point of my form.
unless they have Yoda in their pocket, he says, you know, like in his head,
Yeah.
like,
And what it was he was fighting with Kenobi, and he was like, your moves are too slow. You need to speed it up." He's like, "Yeah, you're right." And he jumps up out the way just to be greeted by Anakin's blade coming right at him.
yeah,
And can I say before I forget how hilarious it is that, and it should have been in the movie, of Anakin doing a Yoda impression?
Yes.
yes, yes. That was. It should have been in there. I would have loved to see Hayden do a Yoda impression. Like,
To think about it too is you have the narrator doing an Anakin impression, doing a Yoda impression.
He's the dude. He's the dude playing a dude who's playing another dude.
Exactly.
I love it.
I
Oh man,
want to say, while it's on my mind, that conversation between Palpatine and Dooku before
Yeah.
Anakin and Obi-Wan shows up. I love how Dooku is like trying to get Palpatine to be like, "Yo, forget Skywalker. Let's get Kenobi in on this. Dude's like
he
my
wants Kenobi
grandson."
so bad.
He wanted Obi-Wan to come to the dark side
I
more
think-
than Anakin.
I think he had a lot of respect for Obi-Wan.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Qui-Gon connection too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, he said he's pretty much like my grandson.
He's like a grandson to me. Yeah.
Which then shouldn't Anakin be like his great grandson? I mean, let's be honest. You know, technically.
And it's weird how his great grandfather is a weird little green goblin creature, but his
Right.
dad is also the Force, so nothing
Right.
makes sense in this universe.
Why not Star Wars?
But no, dude, like that scene specifically when Obi-Wan's like, okay, and he flips over and he starts doing this thing, and he's met by Anakin's blade. Like, it talks about like within like the first 3 or 4 strikes, like Count Dooku realizes like he's expending a lot of energy just to block these strikes from Anakin. They are so heavy, they are so fast, like they're just like, he's like, oh my gosh, like what did I just get myself into? Like,
pretty much
the
just
strength
blurs
in
the
this
blue
dude.
and red.
yes, that's all he sees. He can only look through the blur of blue because it's just between him, Anakin, and Obi-Wan. They're just like so fast. Like,
And I love the description of the Sarisu, how like Obi-Wan is like literally just standing there, like not moving more than a millimeter than he has to.
right.
Like, bro, it clicks with Dooku like, oh shit. He's the defensive master. Crap.
I love it. I love it. Oh man. Yeah.
Crap, his
And
skills
then-
have doubled since last time.
Yeah, dude. And then we get this picture as the fight goes on, you know, Count Dooku ends up. So it's different, right? So he doesn't actually like grab Obi-Wan, toss him, and then throw the thing on him. The thing. It actually says that he kicked Obi-Wan in the head and starts falling down the stairs, and he uses the Force to like shove him down the stairs. And he goes so far, so fast that he ends up sliding into the wall, hitting the pillars like with his head, and that's what knocks down the.
It sounded like he snapped his neck, and Dooku thought that, well, wouldn't that be lovely?
Right. Yeah. But apparently Obi-Wan's got a hard head, so
Harder than the interior of the invisible hand. Gee.
right. So he gets out, and then Anakin just from then on slowly just starts unleashing the dragon as he gets fight. Now there is a point where Count Dooku tries to play on that, and he like hey, like there's a lot of fear and anger in you. Yes. And Anakin starts to back down for a second, right? Until Palpatine ends up saying, like, use your fear, like get him, basically. And Count Dooku's like, wait, what did he say?
Oh, wait, is he against me?
Yeah,
that's the moment.
Yeah, that's the moment where Count Dooku realized
together there.
Yeah,
and he's still not fully sold on it yet. Like, he's still
like you would have thought in that conversation, being a Sith, he's like, okay, Sith, rule of two, there are only ever two. Palpatine's the Dark Lord, the Sidious. He wants Anakin. That means there's me. Wait a minute. Hold on. The math ain't mathing on this. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, so he realizes.
Good night, Bricks.
Night, Bricks.
Anyway, so he realizes at that moment he's totally just posed, in every which way, and Anakin just goes full. Like basically kind of blacks out as he's fighting him because he just lets it go. He just blacks out, has almost no idea what he's doing. And just absolutely just takes care of business, and just Count Dooku has no clue.
And they said like his like basically lightsabers just become his will. Like he would think of something and do it. So he thought, what if I cut Count Dooku's hands off? So he did it.
Hold up. We didn't talk about that like deja vu feeling that Anakin got, and like a vision of like the sabers crossed at Dooku's throat.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
He's
and
like,
he says,
I think we're about to end the war.
Yes, he did. You're right. Before, yep, for sure. Yep, I did forget about that. I apologize.
You think I would have brought that up, considering I've listened to it like 80 times at this point?
I know. Are you sure you've read it? I'm just kidding. So anyway, so he ends up beating. He cuts off the hands. He's got like his vision. He's got the sword like scissors across his neck, and he actually pleads for his life, right? Like not to Anakin, but to Palpatine. He's like, we had
the immunity.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
like,
if you let me go, not use me to trade as a trap for my friends.
Yeah. Yep. And then talks about and like the way the guy says it on Audible, like, and just like scissors, like snip. Like it was just like.
Well, before that, it finally clicks into Dooku's head.
Yes. All these years were wasted.
Right before the snip of the scissors, and he's like, it says like his whole life flashed before his eyes, and he realized that everything was a lie. Everything from the Jedi to turning to the dark side, that just everything was just not worth it.
Everything he experienced was just lies to him, whether it was the Jedi or the Sith. Everybody lied to him.
Yep. Wild. Like his whole life has been a waste, pretty much. And so, then with that,
we think Anakin had a sad story. Jeez.
Yeah, right.
Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Tyrannus?
AKA Count Dooku.
I went live on Whatnot earlier because I was watching Revenge of the Sith. I had off today for a couple doctor's appointments and stuff. But I even said, I was like, man, I kind of feel bad for Count Dooku. Django is like the only person to really reference him as Lord Tyrannus. And well, there's like one other time with Palpatine, but
yeah,
nobody else calls him that. Everybody else still calls him Count Dooku. And it's like, dude, that is the sickest Darth name I've ever heard, and nobody calls you that. That just sucks.
Right?
He's only
I know.
called that because he was Dracula. Like, really, that's the only reason he's called Count Dooku.
But to him, he did like being called Count Dooku because it was like referencing his heritage, which he loved. He loved being the Count, right? Like that was something that was very like prestigious to him. So,
well, and you got that too when you like got a lot of his dialogue, just how like pretentious and like full of himself he was. Like,
yep, 100%. So then, we get the scissor snip, and then from there on, we get the rescue of Anakin, and trying to get Palpatine and Obi-Wan out. And they do a lot better job in the book. Like, not only like we see in the movie where he's like, "Leave him, or we'll never make it." And you get his Bryant Collectibles. Good to see you, man. We get his fate will be the same as ours, right? But there's like multiple times as Anakin's trying to help them escape, where Palpatine's like, "Hey, you go do this. Leave Obi-Wan with me." And then when he wakes up, like he'll help me out here. You go take care of Grievous. Yeah, that's what we should do. Yeah, right.
And
like
they show you too, like they never do this in the movie because they just make it look like Anakin is just on Palpatine's side the whole time. But there's like moments where Anakin's like, "Palpatine, what the heck are you doing here, dude?"
Bro,
like,
it straight up
I'm not
says
leaving
that.
him.
There's a few
Like,
moments
I don't like him right now, like is what he says at one point.
Yeah, there's a few moments where he looks at him like with anger, right? And almost like lets the dragon out at him because he's like, "What do you mean leave Obi-Wan? Like, you nuts?" Like he's like, "Not in a millennia." I mean, he even says in there at one point, like, "Not in a millennia would I ever do that." Like, and then so they try to like, he's trying to get him to go to Grievous. Anakin's like, "No, you have no power. You can't command me to do this. Like, we're gonna do things my way."
He tries to make it an order, and he's like, with respect,
he's like, "You have no power here.
You can't Jedi do that."
Right. So they end up continue to escape. They're in that elevator shaft, and basically the ship starts to tilt back, and he's still got Obi-Wan on his shoulder, like you see in the movie. R2 calls. Obi-Wan wakes up. It's like, what in the world did I miss? I love that it says Obi-Wan wakes up and is looking at Anakin's butt. I mean, he uses that word too. And then he's like,
to be Anakin's butt.
Right, exactly. Yeah. He's like, although he never took the time to look at Anakin's butt.
To it.
Yes. But he's like, and then he hears Anakin's like, we're in a bit of a sticky situation here. And he's like, oh, it is Anakin's butt. Like,
bro, there's been so many times I'm listening to the book and I'll just start busting out laughing at work, and everybody around me just looks at me.
Yeah, it's so funny.
That whole sequence is just hilarious.
Yeah, it is. What's really cool too is we get a little bit better picture of General Grievous too, and the type of like cyborg monstrosity that he is.
Bro, so I know we all say that we want to see an Order 66, like what went on inside the temple. Show me the slaughtering of Grievous's crew on the Invisible Hand.
Man, that is hard R-rated.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Where he's like, that one guy asked him the second
Wars.
Yeah. When he asked, they have the one guy that asked him the second question, and he's like, before he can even get the question out, all you hear is like on like
his head out of annoyance.
Yes. I was like, whoa, like, and then it says like as before the after Anakin and all that, we'll talk about Anakin being captured by them for a second, but like after he gets captured, after they get released or whatever, right? He kills the one Nymordian and then looks around and realizes that that was the last
killed
one.
a
Like
whole
everyone
crew.
else is dead. It was between the war and what happened and like him killing people, like everyone's dead, and he's like, all right, like
Moving on.
yeah.
Like, I mean, we got
Uh,
a little bit of that with the battle droids, you know, like they're making banter between each other, and Grievous just like knocks the hell out of one of them. But
Yeah. You're welcome. That wasn't much of a rescue, you know, like
oh, but my favorite part of the whole, like, when I think it's before, is it before or after they get captured? I don't know. I mix the movie and the book so much that like I mix up scenes all the time. But my favorite part is whenever Obi-Wan and Anakin are like talking to each other and something's going on in the ship, and they're like, "Yeah, this wasn't our brightest plan." And Palpatine just looks at him and is like, "This was a plan?
that's
What
when
am
they
I
get captured in the
defending you
ray
on?"
shield. Yeah. That's when they get captured in the ray shield. Because then, yeah, Anakin's trying to keep hidden the fact that he lost his lightsaber from Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And so, like, the guards finally come to get him. And he gives him his lightsaber. And he looks at Anakin and is like, oh, Anakin. He's like, where's your lightsaber? He's like, he's already got it. You know what I mean? He's like,
it wasn't
And
long.
later, when Anakin gets to quote Obi-Wan stuff back
yes.
to
Yes.
him, Obi-Wan, this lightsaber is your life.
Yes, I love it. It was so funny. I was actually chuckling when I was delivering. I was like, "This is funny."
Shoot, even Palpatine had to like hide a snort from him.
Yep, 100%.
Oh, these guys are fun.
So as they're trying to escape, obviously, as the movie suggests, they get captured by General Grievous. They get brought to the tower up there, the command center. And General Grievous is there, and he actually has decided he's going to kill Anakin and Obi-Wan himself. And so he takes their lightsabers and ignites them. He's got them each in one hand, and he's getting ready to swing. And this is probably my favorite part of these first 7 chapters, where it talks about Obi-Wan goes into the Force.
Yeah,
And he's sitting there. And he's calm, he's relaxed, he's staring Grievous right in the eyes, like, come at me, bro, you know, like, and
I don't think so. And it says like it wasn't even Kenobi that responded to that.
It was whatever the Force was doing in him. Yeah. And so he's sitting there and he's like, he's so, and this is where you see like his training from Qui-Gon, I feel like, come through, because it's like he's so much in the Force that it talks about he is the lightsaber. Even though he's still Obi-Wan Kenobi, he is the lightsaber. R2, he doesn't have to tell R2 to do everything he does with all of his panels and everything. He's
Because
so
that's already a
connected to
part
the
of it.
Force. He is that is part of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Because
Even though
they kept referring to him as the part of the Force that occupied Obi-Wan Kenobi. They weren't calling him Obi-Wan Kenobi during the whole part.
Right.
Like the part of the Force that occupied Obi-Wan Kenobi.
right.
Like just the area that he was.
Yes.
Like
He was so enveloped in the Force that he was all of these things. He didn't have to say or do anything. He was just all of these things. And so like it talks about him doing that, and then all of a sudden he is General Grievous's hands and mechanical, and it like all of a sudden just boom, and like his saber goes to drop, and that's where he turns to call his lightsaber before it hits the ground, and like he ignites it mid-air, the tip hits his cuffs, and then the hilt lands in his hand before it touches the ground. You know, he lights it up or whatever, and it's just like, this is so flipping cool, like to see this side of Obi-Wan.
Anakin reacts at the same time in the perfect way because Anakin is also part of the same Force that Obi-Wan is using. So that's how they are so perfectly in sync, because they're literally telepathically communicating through the Force.
Yes. Yep. It was such a cool scene. I love that scene where it keeps, because he is that thing, because he is that thing, because he is. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Yeah.
Definitely
Clone
was a
Force.
cool way to conceptualize the Force.
Yes, Clone Force 97. You are right. He is the goat. Get out of here with that. Get out. Now.
Oh, be careful, nerd. He has the high ground.
I do have the high ground. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, that was so cool. And then chapter 7 for me, I was trying to finish my route, so it was a little mangled for me. But you guys go ahead and talk about chapter 7 a little bit.
Anakin does not like the Senate.
No.
But we'll get to that. So, of course, you know, they all come down, they do the whole, oh, don't worry, we're still flying half a ship type deal.
We're coming in too hot. Another happy landing. Anyway.
They crash the rest of the invisible hand. They're getting shot at while they're trying to like fly it.
Yes.
Because they kind of clicks into their mind like, we should probably let them know that we're flying this. Like, it's us. Like, don't kill us.
This isn't Grievous.
Right.
So they safely land the half a ship. They get out. We get the whole Canto Nemoidia doesn't count business, which is bullshit because Brotherhood, it is Kenobi's fault, I gotta say.
Of course you would blame Kenobi. You're just mad that I had the high ground and
it is his fault.
You're mad I had the high ground and beat you. Just admit it. Just admit.
Listen, I won't spoil anything for that book, but it might have been Anakin's idea, but Obi-Wan didn't have to follow it. It's all
It was Anakin's idea. That's all I'm saying. He was trying to trust his brother, and his brother let him down. So let's go there. You want to go there? Let's go there.
But
I see through the lies. Got him there. Haha. What's up, Muff? Good to see you.
Hey, what's up, Muff?
But you know, they go out and Mace Windu comes out and greets them as usual.
Your favorite guy.
That I can agree with Star Wars Nerd. You ready, Star Wars Nerd? Here we go. Let's do this. Come on. Ready?
Which sidetrack real quick. I was watching Theory react to some of those Star Wars AI videos, and there was one where it was Anakin Skywalker's day in the life, and it gets to the part in Revenge of the Sith where they're like in the council meeting, and he's like, "It's Mace Windu." He's like, "All right, my Jedi masters," and Skywanker.
That's funny.
But he comes and he greets them, and he's, you know, asking them like what happened, all that. They say Grievous disappeared, blah blah blah, and Anakin's Mace disrespect is crazy. The Anakin disrespect at 9 years old was crazy. Get out of here.
Muff's on my side on this one, man.
Here's the deal, Muff. Would Anakin? I feel like Mace. Okay, there's a lot of things going on in Anakin's life that helped him turn. I get that, but I think Mace was a major contributor in him turning.
I will say there are parts in this book where I was like, "All right, Mace, you're kind of going against like every point that I make against you. Like you're kind of making some." Because like he was supportive of Anakin,
because they had context
he was.
to like what
and
he's
I was
thinking.
like,
Yeah.
Like literally, I'd be sitting there doing something at work, and I'd stop and like,
that makes sense.
damn it! Why is this making sense?
Oh man!
But they let it be known that Count Dooku is dead, and he's like, "Wait, what? How? How did you manage to do it?" And Palpatine goes to speak for Anakin, and Mace does not like that whatsoever. And I don't remember what it was, but Anakin just got like a rush of like confidence back and was like, "Yeah, no, like I just, you know, like I just overpowered him. Like it was kind of over before I knew it happened.
Yeah, he didn't even care about like the whole fact that he did just commit murder. So
It's
he's
not
a
his
war
first
criminal
time.
now.
Muff says, "Nah, bro, his groomer was the main reason he turned." Well, obviously, Mace was the only one who could sense reality. Yeah, but here's the deal, though. He was an absolute jerk about it. Let's be real. Like, sure, he might have been able to sense reality, but the way he went about it was not cool.
Hey, it hurts to be right.
You know what? You can be right without being an asshole. So,
And I do like how it did kind of like touch on like Mace's like force ability, like shatter point.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
that was
how he's
cool.
like, so when there's something about Kenobi, Palpatine, and Anakin, and there's just a bunch of darkness that's like binding them together, and he can't exactly figure out like what it is.
Yeah.
And did they have the meeting between Yoda, Mace, and Obi-Wan yet
Not
in
yet.
these chapters?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
No, we basically ended with the plane like crash landing.
Yeah, I've gone really far ahead in the book.
A little bit.
Finished and then came
Yeah, right.
back.
Right. Says, I think Mace was hard on Anakin because sensed a lot of the same darkness he had within Anakin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like if he sensed that, I feel like there's a better way to handle that, right? Like, for me, like maybe this is just me, but if I'm a friend with somebody and I sense they're dealing with the same things I am, I'm not going to be a jerk to that person. I'm going to try and take that person under my wing and be like, yo, I understand what you're going through, man. I'm going through the same thing. Like, or I've gone through the same thing. Here's how I dealt with it. You know what I mean? Like, you want to try
I
and
think
help
it's
that
more of
person.
like a trust thing. Like it's kind of like say there's somebody you don't trust. And you're just going to kind of always just be like, what's this guy doing now? Like you're just always going to have that weird vibe with him the whole time. Like I think that's mostly what it was. He knew there's just something about him he didn't like, but he couldn't figure out what it was. But he knew there was something.
Yeah. This is right, but like Lucas wrote the characters the way he did for a reason. None of the council is perfect. Neither was any Jedi really. Yeah, I know. These are just things that, you know, obviously we all as fans talk about. Like, obviously the
And
way
that's
that
a good
George
point
wrote it
because like
is great.
the council's meant to be arrogant and be a part of the reason why like the Empire took over is because the council kind of did it to themselves.
They did, yeah. They're very arrogant and couldn't see past the end of their nose, kind of a thing. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
I really can't wait to get into the next chapters because they get into some good juicy stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Don't forget, guys, next week. Let's see. And Mace was scared of the power in Anakin. The power Anakin possessed, which I think is a major factor, like with Mace's pride. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Jedi are very prideful, so
they are. Which again led to their downfall. Don't forget, guys, next week, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will set that up actually tonight so you guys can like it, you guys can share it, you guys can mark it, notify yourself. We will be watching Attack of the Clones together on a big watch party. So be there with your popcorn and your drinks and everything, and lightsabers as well. We'll be hanging out. You ever see the TikTok where a guy is like, if I'm going through something, will you be there for me? And his friends say, nope, I hope it sucks what you're going through. The council is the friends.
I know exactly what fucking video he's talking about.
So that's been book club for 7 chapters. 2 weeks from today, we'll cover the next 7 chapters. Part 2. So, you guys have anything else for tonight?
No, man.
Caliber Forge, I don't want to keep you too long because I know you, like you said, you've been working some pretty serious hours the last couple days. So,
just save it up for ICC, Colin.
Yeah, right. What were you gonna say, nerd?
I thought part 2 was a lot longer, but it's only 8 chapters.
So should we read the next 8
long, part
chapters?
1.
What?
Should we do part 2 then? Just read part 2, all 8 chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, I
Let's
think
read
That'll
part 2, guys.
honestly have us kind of wrapping up right around when the re-release of Revenge of the Sith happens. So
Yep.
Yeah, because
Which
part 3.
tickets,
What?
tickets still haven't come out for that. Like been released.
They're out in Australia.
What?
Yeah, so
Alright.
Jesse and Jeremy and Hannah and everybody else in Australia gets to go see it, even though they got 1 through 6 last year for the 24th anniversary or the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace.
What the heck?
See how upset you got him.
I'm mad. I've I've gone to Fandango, AMC, Marcus. I've set notifications for myself to be notified when it's like, what the heck?
Bro, I've called my theater. I'm like, yo, are y'all getting Revenge of the Sith? They're like, yeah, we're getting it, but we don't know when we're getting the tickets. We can't do anything until we have the
I
tickets.
mean, it'll happen. Like, I'm not worried about it selling out at all because, I mean, for one, I live in a place where I'm surrounded by the suburbs and a city, and there are many opportunities I have to be able to see the movie. So,
Yeah.
I think it'll
sure.
be fine. It's annoying, but it'll happen eventually. It's at least it's not an if, but when.
Yeah. Yeah, for a week. Yay. Like I'm still
I
mad. It
know.
should be all of May.
I know. I was looking forward so much to like us all being able to go to the theaters and see it. Like that was.
I
such a
know,
freaking,
bro.
Like, gut punch.
I was gonna dress up as Obi-Wan for it too, like with I'm doing that cosplay anyway, but like for nerd night to walk in together as Obi-Wan and Anakin would have been dope.
We would have had to, of course, do that video that everybody does whenever a big blockbuster movie comes out. It's like 2 tickets, please. For what movie? And we just look at each other.
Muff says Kyber has to go as Padme.
No, I'm good on that
Breaking my heart, Anakin.
one.
Actually, here's what I think he should go as. Kyber.
Hey,
I think this would be
I'll tell you
hilarious.
what. In a tight white suit, I look fantastic. Just saying.
Barefooted Padme.
Okay, I want Kyber to go as this. Did you guys
What?
hear that at all?
No.
Nope.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna play it from something else because it's too quiet.
Muff said crispy.
Here.
Nope.
You guys didn't hear anything? Oh, it's R2D2 screaming. I think you should go dress up as R2 and just Kyber should go as
I
Jar
have
Jar.
too bad a knees for that.
No, remember he's got to go as one of the minor droids on Mustafar.
Yeah.
I'm just showing my little poll just going around. Oh, look, 2 galactic heroes
Then
are
what I
fighting
want to
each
see,
other.
no. Then what I want to see, is I want to be on the side of a hill, and I want you to be on all fours, and Nerd trying to stand on you like he's Anakin trying to use the droid, you know, to fight on. He's like, whoa, it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Hold up a minute. Just chill. I'm trying to get my balance here.
No, remember when we go to do the like the opening dialogue from the ship and all that on Mustafar, Kyber's gonna have to be filming it from the side, and just like we see like a little bit of his nose peeking out, and he just gives a little bit of commentary like, yo, I'm just trying to like mine this lava. Like, what is going on here? Oh my god, they busted out the lightsabers.
Did you guys ever see that meme that I made? I took like that UFC reaction video where like all those UFC reaction dudes like just
Oh yeah,
lose their
Joe
freaking
Rogan's like,
minds or something.
oh, they're at the
And
table. Yeah.
It was the moment when like like when Anakin flips backwards and they like kick into the thing is when they go, oh! And I listed it as the Mustafar security guards watching the tape of why the place was so wrecked. So, guys, let's see. Let's just check the tape from last night. Oh, what are these guys? Oh my God!
Oh man. Which, by the way, Kyber, we're gonna be having you do some filming with my Osmo and everything. I hope you don't mind. So that'll be fun. But well, guys, I don't have anything else. Do you? All right. We're gonna call it a night, guys. We appreciate all 90 in here. Don't forget, like I said, next week I'm gonna harp on this. 7:30 p.m. Central Time, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. We are gonna do a watch party for Attack of the Clones. So bring your popcorn, bring your drinks, bring your lightsaber, and be ready to have a good time. Don't forget to go to Rebel Scum Art and Apparel. Use code SWN00 or Star Wars Gazer at checkout. Get 15% off your entire order. Also, if you go to ICC Nashville, use code Gazer10 or SWNerd10. You'll get 10% off any ticket, including VIP. Also, if you're a first responder or a veteran of any sort, you will get 25% off any ticket, including VIP. So please go on there, get your tickets. Muff says, I'll be there, we mobbing. Heck yeah, brother. I can't wait to see you, dude. It'll be dope. It'll be fun. So with that being said, we appreciate all you guys in here. We appreciate you guys hanging with us every Tuesday. We love you guys. May the force be with you.
Always.